Welcome, one and all, to World Tonger Federation News, your quantum multidimensional one-stop shop for all things Tongerverse. What is Tonger, you ask? The better question is, what isn't Tonger? It starts with a simple pair of kitchen tongs and your favorite playlist, and ends in curing all that ails you. Don't believe us? Tune in and find out for yourself. I'm ready-ish.
You're ready-ish, and you better be ready more than ish because we are live.
We are live. Welcome to World Tonger Federation News, y'all. We got some good stuff for you today.
Tongue on, Franki.
Your tongs are different. We've got flat tongs. Can we talk about this for a hot second? Is there any sort of does this give us more control of the Plutos? Is there a reason for the flat one?
It starts lighting up on first shake with the flat ones. The other ones, forget about it. It's a whole situation. You got to call the cops. This one, lighting up immediately. This is great.
Got to call the cops.
It's great.
I want to call the cops. It's on my bucket list to have. No, it's on my bucket list to have the cops called on me because I am too loud. It's gonna happen one day because I am too loud.
You are too loud. We've been talking about this. Friends in the comments. She too loud? I think she's too loud.
My microphone says I'm too loud. My microphone just ducks out on my laughter all the time because it can't handle the sound.
Yeah. Sia is here.
Of course you need to bring your tongs. What are you talking about? You bring your tongs to the Tongerverse. That's the thing that brings you into this is the portal opener. This is your key.
This is literally the key.
This is your portal key. You bring it along. You get into the Tongerverse. You are cured of anything that ails you.
And on that wonderful, and thank you for that beautiful segue because it's just appreciated.
Segues are like my favoriteest thing. I need an actual segue in this world. Please and thank you, Tongerverse. Can I have a segue? Ooh, like a black and pink one that's just ridiculously bedazzled. Yeah, you know what? This is you can use a Tongerverse. You can use the Tonget as like a. How do we put this together? Where we're gonna get good at this in the screen stuff somehow.
At some point we will.
We will.
Not be today.
It may not be today.
It may not be today.
But I've been practicing. Nope. I lied. It lit up on the floor, so it's good. Anyway.
Well, yes. Anyway, we begin today with our affirmation. I tong, therefore I am.
I tong, therefore I am. And it's the only affirmation that you ever need, unless you like making up affirmations, in which case follow that creativity and enjoy it to the fullest until such time as you need a snack. Almost.
So on that wonderful note, friends, this is the essence of I tong, therefore I am. But it's as simple as this. If there's something in your life and by the way, you notice I'm slowing down and I'm enunciating this because once that Opus Clip software is like cutting up this thing, it's going to like cut out the perfect thing, which is going to be trending and it's going to be tight and they're going to post it. It's going to be a great clip.
It's going to be tight. I love it. I'm excited about it.
Thought you might be. So friends, if you are wondering how Tonger will change your life, stay tuned because this is how. God, that was so canned. That was terrible. Okay. So we're going to go today.
It's beautiful. I love it. You know what? This is why we do it live, because if you do it too much, you're thinking too much. My brother John likes to say, if you think long, you think wrong. And I do believe he is correctimus about that.
Now, that would be the 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓻𝓴 that shows up on these things with you, correct?
The 𝓕𝓻𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓻𝓴. Yes, that is correct. He is the Fargo-dwelling sibling that podcasts with me.
To you, sir.
Right? Oh, I like that. Hey-oh, now we got it. See, we're going to get good at this.
We're going to get good at this. So friends, you have all kinds of issues in your life that just pop up here and there, and they can feel overwhelming at times. But thankfully, the tongs are here to save you. And here's how. We're going to go through a list of common things that weigh us down in life. And we're going to show you how the wonderful game of Tonger is going to free you and spring you from the prisons of these things. Beginning with, and by the way, this is a list sent in to us. So we're just responding to you, the audience.
So the audience has sent these in. That's so spectacularly wonderful.
Yeah. Can we just start with this one here?
Mother-in-laws who moonlight as interstate truckers. Now, this makes me think monster vibes, right? You know, but listen, I was just thinking the other day about my favorite serial killer, 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓲. And
mine too. What a coincidence.
Right. She's good stuff. And I just think, why shouldn't the mother-in-laws in the world have a little bit of a risque sort of adventure of their own at an interstate truck stop? Because there needs to be more feminine energy in interstate truck stops, I think. Let's go. We need to get some pink. We need to like Marissa Tomei dress, right? Pink and purple, bedazzle up interstate truck stops. Go forth and do, Tongerian fam. Go forth and do.
That's it. So if you have a mother-in-law who moonlights as an interstate trucker, which by the way is a very common thing, you simply grab a pair of tongs. You say, I tong, therefore I am, and I embrace the mother-in-law who moonlights as an interstate trucker. I accept the mother-in-law who moonlights as an interstate trucker, and I love.
Nay, I celebrate the mother-in-law who moonlights as an interstate trucker.
While you're holding a tong.
While you're holding a tong. Because the
absolutely. Now this one's, go on. No, there's a very important thought coming here.
The important thought is that you can use your tongs as impromptu karaoke, like improv props. And I think that's something that an interstate trucker mother-in-law would like just enjoy very much, because she's going to have a great like smoker's voice, I imagine, right? Like one of those gals who sounds like they started a pack a day, but 3 years old. I don't care. I love those women in a bar. I really do. If I hear a voice like that, ooh, look at them both light up.
Look at them go. Nah, no
See,
dice.
now I cheated. I looked. That's cheating in the Zoom Tonger. You can't look. You add it. You have to do the screen. There we go.
Oh, okay.
But I do love those women in a bar with it. I will go out of my way to go say hello to those women, because you know what? They have stories to tell you and you want to hear them.
You do want to hear them. And we're going to be going, by the way, for those of you who are within a radius of the beautiful city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, June 29th, we are having the first ever World Tonger Championships, which is going to be at Revelry Brewing Company, but is also going to be Tonger crashing venues throughout the entire city, including those bars where said women hang out. So just a heads up.
I'm going to find them all. Oh, I'm going to bring them all into the Tongerverse, and they are going to be the best. I'm so excited to see the team they form. You know what? They're going to be great at karaoke. Oh, I can't.
They will be, which will actually bring me right to the next thing. This is a very common thing people deal with. How do you deal with monkeypox with a tong? I mean, how does a tong get you out of a monkeypox situation? This has been asked now for the past 2 years. I don't have a good answer.
For the past 2 years. Okay, well, I will give a demonstration. You can use this for any of your ailments, actually. So you have your tongs, everyone. Just now visualize your ailment in the present tonger, right? Grab that ailment right out of you with your tongs, and grab some of your hair while you're at it. You may as well. And just toss it with a Pluto at the target. And look, it's gone. It's away from you. It's on the target. And it's mixed up with all this other Tongerverse nonsense. You can't remember what that illness was now anymore. You can't differentiate it from all these other Plutos. It's gone.
It's gone. And you know what it's become now?
Magic. Monkeypox Tonger, which is, okay, tell me, somebody in the comments, do some research. What is the city that was taken over by monkeys somewhere over? Was it in like Japan or China? Look at the Tonga. Like, I'm so excited about it.
I think it was India.
Is that where it was? Where they like took over the whole town, and like they took over a movie theater. The town built a pool for them because they were all going nuts because it was hot in the summertime. And I praise those monkeys for living their best monkey life and getting the whole town to themselves. Good, Planet of the Apes come to real life. I love it.
Real talk. But I think some people are saying, okay, you're too contemporary. It's a little too close to home. It was too soon. So fine. I hear you. And I see you. That's okay. So go back to a little typhus tonger. And I think we're going to meet you where you want us to be. Is that okay? Is that cool?
That's super cool. Well, first of all, time isn't real. So there's no such thing as too soon. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not sorry, because time doesn't exist. Typhus tonger makes me think of tuberculosis tonger. Correctimus. That is correctimus. Sage the intern and I were going through this ridiculous giant old book from 1919 or something like that from my grandmother that has instructions from that time on how you treat tuberculosis. And I got to tell you what, I want to be a tuberculosis patient in 1919 because they were just eating, drinking, and doing drugs all day and sleeping and taking little walks in the park on the estate. So I don't know what I have to do to zap myself into that timeline where I just get to be like a rich tuberculosis patient. But like, I would rock that for a while.
I don't know, eat, drink, and do drugs all day while someone else takes care of you. It kind of sounds like my cousin. So maybe just become my cousin and it just.
Well, there you go. You know what? Live your best Tonger life in whatever form or fashion you choose to.
Yeah. Now, what about this situation over here? This is a very common life situation and people don't know how to handle it. What do you do with this? With a tongue in hand?
Rosemary. Like, how do you say that again? I don't say that right. It looks like chala. That's not how you say it.
Yeah, it's got to come right here. It's got to come from like the deep guttural throat. You're clearing the throat. You're clearing it. You got a hairball down here. I don't know how it happened. Maybe you're petting the dog. Something happened. The hair got.
I do have a lot of dog hair around here.
You got
challah bread.
Three words are going to be normal, and the third is just going to come right. So it's like stale rosemary challah bread. And there it is. It's like you're clearing the throat, and then boom, there it is.
Challah bread. I love it. I'm gonna have to practice that a little bit. I think you take your tongs and you pick up your challah bread and you probably are going to have to dip it into some sort of savory gravy of some kind because that'll just moisten it up, and gravy improves everything. Or barbecue sauce. You know what? If you want to rock some barbecue sauce, I'm fine with that.
Ooh, okay.
What?
All right. So I think what we're talking about here, friends, if you find yourself in a place where life is just overwhelming you, and this will happen from time to time, it's overwhelming you fundamentally because you're just given stale rosemary challah bread and you're like, what the hell is this? This is one thing too many and I just can't. I just can't today. I cannot.
Sometimes the most minor inconveniences are it's the straw that breaks the camel's back. We understand. And guess what you do? You grab that straw with your tongs.
And then, the first thing you do is you recenter yourself with some
Tong chi. Bring yourself back to the present, Tonger. I love it. And then that's right. I'm so excited. We got to come up with some videos. Sage the intern has to get on this with us, and we need to do some very beautiful Tong chi. Sage the intern Tonger, because she's a god and she knows what she's doing effortlessly. Oh, Sage the intern Tonger is super fun because you do silly accents the whole time and you make up silly characters, and you also are the queen of 4 times the speed videos, which is a thing that I enjoy very much that she does. She can fast forward all the videos she watches 4 times and understand all of it. And I think that's a wonderful thing. The short attention span that people are so upset about, it is the gateway into telepathy. Okay. We all know that we can do look at that thing light up in the back.
It's lighting.
That's what it is. We all get so tired of things taking so long. We want to download that information and unload that zip file because we know that we can do that. And that's short attention spans are a good thing. I'm for it.
It is. I'm for it too. I think this is something else it's been on a lot of people's minds. You know, it was on their minds in the 50s and the 60s and 70s, and then it kind of went away in the late 80s, but now it's kind of starting to come back. So we're going to talk about it.
Is thermonuclear war having a comeback? I didn't know. Like what?
It's having a bit of a comeback. It's getting its day in the sun again right now. It's like, yo, what's up? Welcome back. It's like the guy who kicked out of the bar and like he just shows back up at 2 and
but no, thermonuclear war having a comeback. Immediately I imagine like a fabulous drag queen that's just like got a whole new look, a new vibe, a new whatever, and is like, bitches, I'm coming back and I am gonna take over this whole world again. And you know what? Go ahead and enjoy that attitude if you want to. What's the big concern about thermonuclear war when you know that your alien friends are just going to come in and stop us from destroying this beautiful planet anyway? There you go. In the Tongerverse, we can just call forth some of our alien friends to zap the technology. Look at that thing going in the back. We're good.
It knows.
Come back to the present Tonger where the world has not exploded. And just remember that the world has not exploded.
That's it. So if you're worried about thermonuclear war, you come back to the present Tonger, and the world has not.
Oh, look! It's still here.
It's still here.
Wondermus, what kind of snacks do they got?
Well, we've talked about this. They got beef jerky, and it's not the kind that you like. It's mesquite. Can you do Mesquite? I know you have like a rivalry with hickory for some weird reason, but is Mesquite okay?
I do like
Can we talk about that?
the smoky flavor is what I'm not into. I am a salt and pepper kind of gal when it comes to like I just want a hunk of dried beef with salt and pepper on it. I just want someone to slice up a pot roast and dry it out and let me eat it. That's what I want.
Spoken like a 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓻𝓪 if I ever heard a sentence from one.
I'm proud of it. Don't
That is
care.
marvelous. It is great. Yeah. Speaking of loving and hating things, let's talk about this too. So we got a borderline situation, and it just loves you. You're the greatest thing ever, and we worship you until you're the worst thing ever. But I do love you, and you're the best, and I want you to come back. So how does Tonger deal with that? What do we do?
I mean, listen, we've all got that bipolar in us who is doing that to ourselves all day long, right? I love me. I don't care what you think. I hate me. I care what you think. But listen, come back to the present Tonger. There's only love in the present Tonger for
That's right.
everyone. And if you want to choose, I mean, you know, here's the thing about the I hate you stuff. We all get into that Hellraiser vibe and we're digging on some of that, like, pain is fun just a little bit. And listen, if that's your highest joy to experience that in the present Tonger moment, I am not going to take that away from you. I just don't have to take that off the buffet and put it into my plate if I don't want to. I will grab something else with my tongs. I will grab a Pluto.
You don't want it.
And I will throw it. Oh,
that's right.
I might miss, but it's totally fine.
Friend, everything exists in the present Tonger. Whenever you feel yourself becoming unmoored by the twists and turns, by the waves, by the rocky shoulders of life.
By the river current that is life. Just let go, because you'll find a waterfall eventually. And, you know, if it's tall enough, everything will be over soon. Don't worry.
It will all be over soon.
And you'll find yourself back in the present Tonger.
But then you come back again and play more Tonger. And that's the best
part.
You do.
You just say, oh,
that's come back for more.
That Tonger, it was so good. I'm going to go back and do it again. Look at that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what's going to happen. And when you come back and do it again, you might come back in the 1800s, so you can play some Typhus Tonger. You might play some
Typhus Tonger. You might. Here's a fun little topic that I enjoyed. Deja vu. We've done these timelines infinite times, right? We have experienced all these things. I love deja vu. Do you not love deja vu?
Now, in fairness, that's the name of a strip club in Michigan. So we have to really qualify this now. And that will inform whether I answer in the affirmative as we move forward. So,
well, either or both. Deja vu. How about, okay, here's a fun. So I enjoy deja vu that happens to me more than once, where I have deja vu of having had deja vu of the same moment, which means, hi, hello, Lisa Marie. Thank you for being here in the Tongerverse with us. Have you ever had deja vu, and do you enjoy that sensation? Have you ever been to deja vu, and do you enjoy that sensation? There you go. You know, feel free to answer however you like. But it means that I have done that. You know, I remember doing that at least 3 times, right? So do you enjoy this sensation of deja vu when it happens, when you're kind of like remembering this? Oh yeah, this is another version of this infinite timeline, and I've done this before.
Oh, I have. Here's the fun part about it. So this character has never made it this far in the game. That's super cool. And I actually had this revelation, this download come through.
Oh, that's fun. So like, checkpoint, Tonger checkpoint, like that's
Tonger was like the unlocked thing in the game. It's like I never got as far as like the Tonger situation.
Oh,
but like since I made it this far, it's like an unlocked Tonger.
We need to like Tonger unlocked ceremony, sort of like how do we put that together?
Yeah.
It's like the core memory unlocking that 𝓲𝓸𝓭𝓬𝓪𝓷𝓻𝓴 did.
You just simply grab like a brown expo marker. You just toss it at the board, and it won't stick because it's not adhesive.
Because it's not a Pluto. But you know what? You can use.
Okay. Hold on. Green.
To have a feud about whether or not. Okay.
Will green stick? Are we taking any action on it in the comments? Anybody?
Okay. Listen, there's a 1,000,000 to 1 shot, Jerry, that you could land it on the hook that it's on and it'll stay. It was 1,000,000 to 1 shot.
You just lost all your money.
Oh, but I just got myself a. Whoa! Oh, wish.
Okay, let's talk. Let's talk deja vu.
You have not been to deja vu. Well, we'll pull it in from the Tongerverse that we take Lisa Marie on a trip to deja vu, and we play Tonger with all the strippers, and I talk to them about The Ice Harvest because it's one of my favorite movies, and I'm obnoxious, and we just have a raucous good time.
And you know, Where else we're going to have a raucous good time? Everybody
Where?
watching. 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓲'S live tonight at 9 o'clock doing her
Ooh,
annual, actually not annual, it's weekly Monday energy healing. So 9 Eastern, pop on in,
I
get that
mean,
energy cleansed, get
that
it
is
cleansed.
it's also annual. You know, again, time isn't real.
Time is not real. And she'll be the first to tell you that. She knows. She knows. I'm telling you. This
Love
is
it.
exciting stuff because when you get into typhus Tonger, you're talking about healing multiple timelines at once. Yeah, you're
This
healing
is
everything. Like
true.
you're going into like the London slums of like the 1810s, and you're like, I got a tongue. All right. That's all I need. I need leeches.
Let's
I
check.
don't need burnings.
We do need to check out the Black Plague with Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay. All right.
Black Plague with Beetlejuice. He would be having his tongues. He would be like,
Come on now.
What do we got?
Come on now.
Bubonic Plague Tonger. It's
One
one
time.
of my
Hello.
favorite Tongers because the
It's
outfits
gonna
are
stick.
great. Give me one of those Plague Doctor masks. No, it's not. Ooh,
Yeah.
those
All
Plague
right.
Doctor masks. We need some of those. Like with our Tonger Man jester hats with all of the Plutos that are also bells because I enjoy bells.
I like bells too. I think this one's gonna take. What do
The
you
pink.
think?
I
We've
love
been talking pink.
Let's go. I do have that t-shirt I just put out. We're all pink on the inside.
Let's rock.
No, it's okay.
No, that was the worst one yet.
But listen, it lit up, and you know what? Getting it to light up that's worth points. That's 10 points to Gryffindor.
10 points. That's not nothing, friends.
Whatever Tongerian house that you ascribe to currently.
We love you, fellow Tongerian. We will always give a shout out to a fellow Tongerian in this beautiful multi-Tongerverse of ours.
Why
because,
not
friends,
promote everyone? There's room
you,
for everyone.
Yes, every one of you is the creator of your own Tongerverse. And I think this is a point of clarification. Can we do the detour for a second here?
I love detours.
Can we do this? Can we do
Distractibility detour.
People have asked a lot, what are the rules of Tonger? And the answer correctly to that always is, you tell me.
I love that. You tell me.
Tell me.
I don't like making rules. I'm a Sagittarius. You tell me what the rules are, and I will determine if I want to play by them or not. That is what we will do. And look at that.
Rules.
That's what you do.
Tongerverse.
You create your own Tongerverse. That is 100% correctness. Oh, and we drop our Plutos on the floor, but that's okay.
We're gonna bring it back to an oldie but a goodie here.
Hippo Slip and Slide Tonger is still one of my favorites, and I really do like. Oh, that brings me to we got to bring up some of our Tongerverse songs that I have been making a list of. One of the Crash Tongue dummies, but I imagine that for a Hippo Slip and Slide target, you're gonna have a car crash test sort of situation behind it, because when them hippos slide into it, it's gonna need to be able to withstand that impact. Again, we need some engineering friends to show up and start making, because they need to make our cornhole skee ball tonger boards, everyone please, because we're going to mix. You do create your own Tongerverse. You create your own game. And that's exactly what's happening for me when I was at a bar with my cousin and some folks, and we were playing cornhole, and I said, this could be a Tongerverse. And we just put it all together. And listen, again, come back to the present Tonger, where all of your creativity exists. Create your own Tongerverse. And how could you possibly be upset or depressed? Or see, there you go, Tong-chi. Pulling in that good energy. There you
whenever
go.
you feel depressed, whenever you feel overwhelmed, whenever you are having a just virulent case of monkeypox, Tonger, you just
remember that the monkeys somewhere in the world, they took over a whole city by just being their monkey selves, and everyone else had to adjust to them. Just be your present Tonger self.
Now we're going to talk about another phenomenon. Since we're live here on YouTube, but we're also live on LinkedIn. So we're going to talk about something which has been just plaguing the people of LinkedIn.
I like it.
All right. So
we got a whole new recruiter ghosting Tonger.
What does one do here? You're recruited. You got a recruiter. You're talking to them. You're excited about this job, and then poof, you're ghosted. But you got a tongue. What do you do?
You got a tongue. You come back into this present moment and you say, the infinite Tongerverse can easily replace anything and anyone that I seem to think that I have lost, because it's all here and now. So even if there is a thermonuclear war situation, duck and cover, the bombs are coming down. But guess what? I have a tongs. Bring my no, wait, look. They're not. Oh, we're fine. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. We're gods and we know what we're doing and everything is perfectly fine.
That's
we can
it,
create
folks.
whatever reality we want to enjoy. And Sage the intern would be the first one to agree with us. Sage the intern Tonger.
She would. So we're going to name this right now. So we're actually going to let's actually create. We're in the spirit of creation, right? We're all creators. We are all fundamentally divine creators in this wonderful multiverse, this Tongerverse of ours, and each one of us is the creator of our own Tongerverse. That's what this is fundamentally about. Each one of us is the creator of our own Tongerverse. You simply grab a pair of tongs. You make the intention, I tong, therefore I am. You pick up something. It can be this last expo marker I have, and you say once again, I tong, therefore I am. And you throw the damn thing, and it goes nowhere near the target, but that's okay, because by doing that, you have just created black expo marker Tonger. And by doing that, you have birthed a new universe.
You have birthed a new universe and a new Tonger game we have to add to the list, because that just made me remember. In the present, Tonger, core memory unlocked, and it wasn't that far away. Black expo marker Tonger. Can we also do inkwell Tonger, where you have little glass inkwells that you can throw at the target and they will splatter? That is the thing that I accidentally did a couple of days after I moved into my apartment, was drop a glass inkwell. It like an octopus exploded in my apartment, just black ink on the walls everywhere. But you know what? I have my tongs. And you know what I should have done? Is to clean up the ink with my tongue and just make it a little bit more silly fun. Now I create my own Tongerverse where this mess that I've created is easily clean upable, but I can make it a little bit fun with my tongues. Beautimus.
Oh, this is still here, so I'm just going to show it just because the entire point of Tonger is just because.
Is Peanut Butter Myth. Peanut Butter Myth. Lieutenant Peanut Butter Myth is hanging out in the Tongerverse. I have been trying. I need to just go and design him. The AI is not kicking out a proper Peanut Butter Myth figure for us. There goes that thing. Okay. Also, I need Tonger boots that have I need some like killer boots that have tongs as the heel. Somebody's got to make those, design that for me. Again, all of our designer, the people out there who make the thing, these boots were made for Tongan. Yes. Oh, I love it. Tonger Man is another, instead of Party Man, Tonger Man. These boots were made for Tongan. We need to pull that in from the Tongerverse. We're going to have our own various artists album put out of cover songs, Tonger cover songs, right? Pull that in from the Tongerverse. Oh, who's going to be on it? Who do we want to sing these tongs were made for Tongan? Who are going to sing? Who's going to sing?
Oh, we're going to reanimate the corpse of Nancy Sinatra. That goes without a doubt. There's a Tongerverse in which she still exists as an actual real entity. So,
well, she's probably playing Ghost Tonger.
I hope so. She better.
Well, she better be. I mean, Betty White.
Frank?
Well,
he's busy.
Yeah. He's busy. He's busy making trouble.
He's a busy guy. He's always been a busy guy. Him and Dino are doing God knows what over there.
No, they're just troublesome things. They're just making trouble in the Tongerverse, as they should, because that's their role.
It is their role, because these guys, at the end of the day, get into all kinds of things that are
calamitousness fun. Yeah. And that is what Tonger is all about. And that is why it cures everything that ails you.
It cures everything.
It cures absolutely everything. Calamity, calamitous month. What is bothering you?
What's bothering you? Let's see it in the comments. What's bugging you? What's burning your backside these days? We're going to fix it with Tonger, whatever it is.
We are willing to, it's like an advice column situation. We're certainly willing to give you a different perspective on your situation with our tongs, so that you will be able to go ahead and bring yourself back. What?
Okay. This is coming through now. This is okay.
I love. Yeah. Let's go.
We have a live career advice column we do with one of these in the Tongerverse. How do I land this job as a civil engineering manager? And this is how you do it. And every answer will be the same.
Every answer will be the same. How do you get that? How do you get those art clients? You just oh, look, I bring this into that's mine. Hey, thank you, Tongerverse. That's mine. What are those other things? Just go into the Tongerverse with your tongue. Just grab them, bring them in.
There's one answer to every single one of these questions, and the answer always is
peanut butter mist.
That's it.
I mean, peanut butter mist is running around the Tongerverse delivering gifts of healing and all kinds of silly fun things. Because why wouldn't he? He is the one who is because he's wearing those fabulous Tonger heels. I know he is. Oh man, now I do have to do some drawing up, designing something or other graphic art because peanut butter mist needs to have some killer tong boots. I think that's a requirement. There it is, the Tonget. The Tongets need to be named. We need to name the Tongets something.
Well, we're gonna leave that for the wonderful folks in the comments. What do we name this target board here? What do we even call it? We have names for everything else. We have no name for this, and that's okay because you're gonna name it. You are inventing it.
You're inventing it, and maybe yours looks a little bit different than this. We're gonna make some cornhole boards. You create your own. What does your Tonget look like? Is it square? Is it round? Is it a octagon? How do you want your Tonget to look? Do you draw it on the sidewalk like hopscotch with chalk? And do you throw, I don't know what kind of things you would throw at it. Ooh, you know what? You can integrate some 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓻𝓽, and you can get some like tomatoes that you can like toss up into the air so you can let them splat on the target, because that splat is very fun.
Yeah, tomatoes are still safe. I don't think tomatoes have been co-opted yet. I think we could do tomatoes. Tomatoes are good.
Whatever.
What about grapes? What about giant grapes? Can we do that?
I don't see why not. We can, if the Tongerverse is allowed to use whatever fruit it wants. There goes the Tonget. The Tonget knows. The Tonget says, yes, use any fruit or food item that you like. And the things that that is what you do with your stale rosemary challah bread, is you use it as the Plutos for your hopscotch Tonget that you have created. Look at that.
Ooh, the Tongets are park pigeons, and you feed them.
Oh, you got
to Tonger.
Yes, you got to throw that stuff on there, and you get how. I love this. You got to you're going to have to pay attention a lot to whatever you're tossing for them to eat. And that one ate a bit of my challah bread. There we go.
So in Sioux Falls, we're doing this. We're going to a bakery, getting some bread. Okay. They may not have still rosemary challah bread in Sioux Falls. That's fine. We get whatever bread we can, maybe a croissant, tear it up, and we feed the pigeons with pigeon Tonger.
That's what we do. And we're going to draw up some really beautiful Tonget on the sidewalks downtown. It'll be a good time.
Can we do chalk outlines of tongs?
I don't see why we shouldn't. Oh, we need to. That's what kind of Tonger is that? Where the chalk outlines are like the body outlines of like a crime scene, and then that's the Tonget that you draw. It's like the body outlines at a crime scene, because then you can have multiples. It could be like a crime scene Tonger, right? And then those are your Tongets, and you can have like multiple bodies, so you can have multiple Tongets if you want, because Go ahead, Sage the intern will tell you all day about her favorite active serial killer. She would love it.
So here's a random one now. Again, we're going to do a little shout out here to our LinkedIn people, and this is something that they ask for a lot. So what does one do over here? You got third phone screen Tonger. Like, they're just kind of stringing you along. You know what I mean? Like, can we get the in-person interview? No, we're not feeling that. We're just going to talk to you again about the same thing. So how can one excise themselves from that situation with the tongue?
With a tongue. I don't know that I have experienced this situation enough to be able to speak to it fully, but I'm going to tell you that, again, whatever situation you are in that you happen not to like, you can pull in a different situation from the Tongerverse that you prefer and just let it create itself in a better way. Everything is available in the infinite Tongerverse, and anything that is not, again, if you're being ghosted, whatever that thing is that's ghosting you, and or just not whatever, easily replaceable in the Tongerverse. Infinitely replaceable in the Tongerverse.
No matter what.
No matter what. So just, you know what? Maybe just don't be so attached to the outcome situation, right? Because again, in the present Tonger, thermonuclear war has not exploded us all. It's okay.
This is a common one. So
Van down by the river Tonger is the life I want to live.
What do we do here?
What do we do here? We just celebrate and enjoy the hell out of that. Van down by the river Tonger. You get to be traveling in your van across the country. You get to go see all the beautiful state parks. Look at that Tonget light up. I am so for it. You get to have, podcast equipment, and you can podcast while you are living in a van down by the river, and you can connect to that beautiful water energy. Oh, friends, tap into the water, the bodies of water and the trees around you. It's a lovely sensation to tap into that energy and consciousness. Grab your tongs, go out in nature. Go get in the river with your tongs and just kind of say hi to the river. If you, I mean, it's a great way for you to get into the present Tonger moment and just
It
cure
can be.
anything that ails you. And again, grab whatever that ailment is, pull it out, toss it into the river with your tongs. Grab that monkeypox, toss it into the river, allow the current to take it. Because that current is going, much like the Tongerverse and life. It's just going to keep going. It's just going to keep rolling.
It'll
Get
take
on
you
there
where
and
it takes you.
ride. It will. Enjoy the ride.
And typhus Tonger too. Like no matter what's ailing you, you just take it with a tong, you cast it in the river, you come back into the present Tonger, you pull in the reality that you want to see, the life you want to live, and the universe you want to create, and you simply create it with a tong with the simple affirmation of I tong, therefore
I am.
That's it.
Your tongues make me think that you need to be like double flipping eggs around and making a bunch of breakfast on a big flat iron.
And what makes you think that won't be happening with this thing tomorrow morning?
I hope it does. It would be an awful shame in the Tongerverse if that's not what was happening.
I'm going to fire it up for our crew on June 29th in beautiful Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So if you can find your way out there, this is going to be the World Tonger Championships. Now, here's the fun part about it. Tonger is a sport of expansion. Other sports are sports of contraction. You don't believe me? The single best event in all the sports, in my book anyway, the NCAA basketball tournament, right? And it starts with 68 teams, which goes to 64, 32, 60, blah, 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 and it finishes at 1 and say, this is great. We have a national champion. So that's not great. There's no more basketball. That sucks. With Tonger, the championships give birth to the Final Four, which then give birth to the Elite Eight, which then give birth to the Sweet 16. There's more Tonger. You can never have
more and more and more Tonger, more and more and more teams. And you can have more and more and more silly fun. And if you want to have a, come to Sioux Falls June 29th. Frankie will be obnoxious in your face, and I'll make you join me on a podcast. Just think that I won't.
Now, you know who else is coming to Sioux Falls?
Oh, please tell me. Rodney's going to be here.
Rodney's coming, but another friend of Rodney is coming out too.
Oh, here we go. Joey, the Mets fan.
Yeah, Joey, the Mets fan, is coming to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and it's going to be a great time. He's very excited. He's never been there. Now, Sioux Falls is in what? Ohio? Right?
That would be South Dakota, Joey, the Mets fan. It's all right. Listen, geography wasn't my thing either. Don't worry.
I don't know what that is. South Dakota. It's like it's next to South Carolina, right?
Yeah, we're all south. There, the Tongan agrees with you. You can put whatever states in your Tongerverse next to whichever states you want. Go ahead and reorganize that map any way you like.
That's fine. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a little meditation, okay? And we're going to meditate on the different, what's the word for nomenclatures of the Tongerverse, okay? So there's a couple of words that we're going to talk to. Is that fine, Frankie? Is that all right?
Oh, that is super fine. I am super excited to hear you pronounce some of our Tongerian lexicon.
My cousin's name is Frankie too. I like you better than the cousin. It's not. Don't get me started on Frankie. It's just not okay. So we'll start with this one right here. So
I am the best person of Frankie, so I'll take it.
Absolutely. So this is one here. It's looking at me. It says necessaries. Is that how you pronounce it? I think that's it. Necessaries.
That's close enough for me. I enjoy it. I would call your hat an accessory.
It's an accessory, especially the 328 section over there. The Mets have scored 2 runs in the last 2.5 weeks. That's an accessory over here because they shield me from the sun. It's going to give me a heat stroke, but maybe I need a heat stroke watching the Mets. That's fine.
Maybe you have an infinite heat stroke that's been happening that makes you continue to watch the Mets. And that is, you can just use that as a lovely little excuse in your present Tonger moment for why you are just a glutton for the punishment.
Coming back to the present Tongers. Coming back to the present Tongers. Every time.
Every time.
You gotta come back. Every time. Now, the other thing is, people asking me, why do you say Tongers? There's no S at the end of it. You understand? If you're in Staten Island, Brooklyn, there's an S at the end of everything. It's like underwear. We don't say underwears, underwears.
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 I love underwears.
Underwears.
I enjoy that. Every tongs. See, but I say tongs with the S too instead of tongs. So I can get behind the adding an S to things. I enjoy it.
It's very easy. And the spelling is very simple, okay? So you got T-O-N-G, tongs.
I love it. It's like
Okay.
having a silent letter, except it's just not there, but you say it. It's I don't know. That's
It's always
something in the
pronounced.
Tongerverse. It's always pronounced, even if it's not there.
It's phonetic English. I would say Queen's English. They don't speak English up in Queens. I don't know what they speak up there. But so okay, we got another one
I
here.
love
So we
it.
got what's this over here? You say it first. I don't want to embarrass myself.
𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓲. That's how I say it. Listen, again, I can put letters in there that aren't there if I want to. If you're gonna put letters on things that aren't there, 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓲.
Distracted. So some half the drivers in the Bell Parkway in the middle of when they're on their phones, you're right over there every time. Every time
Absolutely, you are absolutely correct.
You know what it does to me when I'm in the middle of that? Makes me disgustamish. Every time. Makes me disgustamish like I can't even begin to tell you. It's horrible.
But what makes
and Venice, I should be wearing this instead the way they drive, and they're driving like Florida people on the Bell Parkway.
But if you bring yourself back to the present Tonger, Joey, you don't have to be upset with them on the Bell Parkway, because what else is in the car that you do so love and enjoy? What
Everything.
could you? Everything.
Your
There's
favorite. There's nothing to be upset about, because at the end of the day, we're part of the whole thing. The singularity is all coming together.
It's all coming together in the present Tongers.
Every time it's coming together in the present Tongers.
I love it.
The entire universe is right here in the present. Now, listen, a lot of people say, yeah, you're still not crazy. You think it. Listen, all right? It can be very, very simple to explain this, okay? You could look at this and say, yeah, I got a feeling the disgustamish come over me. You want to talk disgustamish? Let's my brother-in-law talk about the Yankees. That's a whole disgustamish. But the universe, it cobbles itself together, and it shows up as you and me, the Mets hat, the Tong thing back there, whatever you're calling it these days. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention the first half of the podcast, stuck in traffic like I always am. My partial edge. Anyway, that's fine. So we're gonna move on here. So what's this one over here?
Joey, the Mets fan, you're gonna have to work on some of your multitasking skills then, so that you can be in the Tongerverse a little bit more often. That is correctimus. Oh, it is easy. Correctimus that it is easy. All you have to do is just use those tongues and pull yourself back into the present Tonger.
It's very correctimus. Listen, you want to talk correctimus? You want to talk about the contract we gave Francisco Lindor for 10 years, $350 million, not doing nothing? That's not correct. Charging me $58 a ticket to sit there, watch the whole thing. That's not correct.
We could bring it in from the Tongerverse. Joey, the Mets fan, gets to have, like, you get to play a game with the Mets. You get to pick what position would you play, Joey, the Mets fan, if you were gonna get up in there and make some changes and help out the team? What position are you playing?
Oh, he should be a shortstop. No questions asked. Because if you put me at shortstop, I could be just like Lindor, which means I stand there, do nothing, I get paid for it. That's the way to do it. There's no better way to do it at the end of the day.
Well, how do I get hired by the Mets then? Like, what's up, New York Mets? There's that tongue going off in the back. Come hire me to stand, or I'll
you get Scott Boras as your agent. I promise you, it'll do $100 million for saying they do nothing. The beer guy works harder than the Mets do, for an hour and a half up there. Which is beautiful. I got to tell you, it's very beautiful. Because the beer guy, he's a fractal of the whole universe, just like you. He's a fractal of the whole thing. That's it. He came down here to experience like you did.
He did, and if he wasn't coming around bringing you your beer, well, you would be just up a creek. I mean, you got to have the beer guy, just like you got to have the pizza dude in the present Tonger. If you want those snacks, you got to love on those people who be bringing you those snacks.
The problem is the pizza dude. Okay, let's talk pizza dude for a second.
Let's talk pizza dude.
So we can both agree he's one of the deities. We reference him all the time.
Absolutely.
Fantastic guy.
Fantastic guy.
Everybody in Staten Island is a pizza dude. Like, every other place, every other business is a pizza dude. He's got pizza dude here, pizza dude there. It's like even the guy who runs a Chinese restaurant, he's a pizzeria in the back. He's a pizzeria everywhere. He's a pizza dude everywhere you look. So look.
What's wrong with that? I mean, that's the infinite Tongerverse giving you infinite pizza options.
That's fine.
Because
the whole thing has coalesced into the singularity and the singular expression of the divine intelligence called the present Tongers.
It's just, listen, the Pizzaverse is just a fractal of the Tongerverse, and I am here for it because, that was one of my favorite things in New York, just being able to grab a slice at ridiculous hours of the evening.
It's wonderful. And you know what it makes you do? Drool-imish.
It makes you drool-imish. It does. My mouth waters for some pizza. I get drool-imish over some pizza 100%. I think that is appropriate.
Nothing to worry about, because no matter what you're eating, no matter where you are, it could be in New York, it could be wherever you are, South Dakota, which is it's next to Mississippi, wherever it is.
Yeah.
So you bring it in here and you do a little bit of Tong Chi. You come back to the present Tongers.
You come back to the present Tongers, and it's a beautiful place to be. It's a beautimous place to be.
It's a very good place to be. And I appreciate you coming on here to the podcast. You inviting me to the podcast, being part of the 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓲, the present Tongers. It's a very big honor. I don't get invited to things very often. My mother-in-law invite me to nothing. But here I am. And, we're talking about the Mets and we're talking about Tongers. It's a very exciting day for me. I'm not going to lie to you.
Joey, the Mets fan, you're welcome to join us in the Tongerverse anytime. We'll introduce you to Sage the intern, and we'll see what kind of silly fun shenanigans we can all get up to in the present Tonger.
That's where he's going. Joey the Mets fan's coming out there to 𝓲𝓾𝓹𝓸𝓻𝓴.
South Dakota.
It's going to be a very exciting time in South Dakota. So if you're out there, you want to hang out with Joey the Mets fan and Franki and Sage the intern, who's the best. She's best.
She is the best.
I wish she played for the Mets. We would win a couple more games because Sage the intern could do anything. These 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓻𝓽 can do nothing, but Sage the intern, she could do anything.
She can do anything. She's an effortless god. And you know what? Sage the intern, she's got some 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓭 energy too that I really dig. I've like Sage the intern in the Tongerverse. She's just one of my favorites. But Joey the Mets fan, you're one of my favorites in the Tongerverse too. There's that Tonga. Look at the Tonga showing you some love too. So there you go. Come on back anytime, Joey the Mets fan.
And back at you, Franki. So listen, before we wrap this up, I just want to give a public apology to my mother-in-law. If you're watching this thing over here, I didn't mean nothing by nothing, okay? Because I know you're reading this over here, and unfortunately, this is my mother-in-law. If she takes it the wrong way, it's going to look like this. Nobody needs it. Nobody needs it. Yeah, we got a Memorial Day situation coming up over here. It's going to be a nice barbecue. I don't need to be going back to the 𝓕𝓻𝓪𝓷𝓴𝓲 anytime soon, okay? I'm having a good time down here.
We're having a good time. Don't crime scene Tonger, Joey the Mets fan, please.
No crime scene Tonger. So anyway,
but you can do some. You can go out and just do some play fun time chalk drawings on the sidewalk with your tongs as well to make your tong it.
It's gonna be a beautiful time. So listen, everybody, very happy you're here. We're very excited to have you, Franki. You're the best. Okay.
I mean, Joey, you're the best.
Yeah, I mean, there's no difference between you and me, this, that, and the other. This microphone, it's all the same thing. It's all part of the same thing. You're still the best, though, for whatever that means. Appreciate you. You'll be good. The rest of you be good. We're shining off. Tong on, my friend.
Catch you in another present Tonger, friends. Thanks again for joining us, Tongerian friends and neighbors. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and start your own Tonger team feuds in the comments. Check out the links in the description to find more ways you can support the Tongerian Empire. And until next time, stay wild and fun, Tongerian fam. We will catch you in another now.